We got everyone back?
Mm-hmm.
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 You guys stand before Thirstwell's. You hear Thavius' voice continue to speak kind of frustratedly. They say, you hear them say, "You've been completely useless, Thirstwell. Can't you get this thing to speak?" And you hear Thirstwell say, "Unfortunately, the object just doesn't sound like it wants to cooperate with you, Thavius. I assure you, if there was something I could do to help you, I would." And you hear Thavius say, "Well, your mother's going to hear about this." And Thirstwell doesn't respond. And then you can kind of just hear Thirstwell pacing back and forth. What would you like to do?
Oh,
Any bright
I guess I'll
ideas?
end it. I mean, I'll let you in.
You guys enter the room and you see Thirstwell's lab. There are several tall standing desks with different kinds of scientific equipment on them. You know, beakers, stacks of books. One wall is kind of a small library accumulated over time with one of those rolling ladders that can kind of go back and forth. Something on the floor in one corner covered with a sheepskin rug, and Thirstwell standing behind one of the tables. You see hanging on the wall opposite the door that you guys have just come in is a beautiful golden shield. And standing in front of the shield is Thavius Kreeg. He's wearing some plain looking garments and he's holding a lantern. As he turns to face you, as he's kind of holding the lantern up in front of him, you can all see that this shadow of this man that he casts on the far wall just doesn't match his form. And it appears to be the shadow of this pudgy horned fiend with small little wings flapping behind. Thavius turns and looks at you. You hear Thirstwell say, "Nolos, is that you?"
Long time no see.
He says, he kind of looks at Thavius and he looks like he wants to move to come like over to you, but he stays put. I'll actually just drop his token down here.
He's got like a look of dead-ass fear on his face right now, right?
Yeah, he looks quite uncomfortable.
Hey buddy, you could come over here with us if you want.
Thavius says, "Stay where you are, Thirstwell. Your mother has instructed you to follow my commands." And Thavius says, "Nolos, is it? What happened to you?"
Let's just say the weave did not agree with my tactics, and it seems like someone told Order what was going on.
And he looks past
You wouldn't have anything to do with that.
He ignores you, and he looks past you and he says, "And I recognize you as well. You were in the room 3 days ago when this one was making sure that he could transform properly into my visage. What, who are these people that you're traveling with? What are you all doing down here interrupting me?"
It's none of your business.
Mavathar will kind of give a quizzical look to Dulles and be like, "It was you. You lied."
Of course I lied.
He's notorious for that.
I am.
Rayleigh's staying quiet.
Thavius says, "This is beyond." He holds his head up high, and he says, "This is beyond all of you now. I suggest that you get out of here before Thalmara finds you. Puts an end to your miserable lives."
Scared of
And I
her.
would agree with that, but Dalmara isn't here. Neither is Mortlock or Amber.
Thavius grins, and he says, "Oh, Thalmara's here. I reckon that you and your companions here, Dolus, won't live till see morning. As a matter of fact, they have a ritual going on now, and, let me roll for this, I guess.
Oh no.
Rayleigh, you hear a voice in your head. You hear this voice say, "Do not believe anything that this liar of a man says. He has abandoned his faith, and he wants nothing but the destruction of the world. Do not trust him. This is no longer Thavius Kreeg. He's something different now."
Me. And I don't know where this voice is coming from. I just hear it, and it's saying not to trust Thavius. Yeah.
You hear the voice say, "Yeah, you don't know where it's coming from." You hear the voice, well, make an insight check.
Okay. All right. Do that real quick.
You're kind of looking around the room, and your eyes fall on the shield. And you think, the shield is this old, ornate, golden relic, and its presence is quite striking there, hanging on the wall behind Thavius. And as the kind of light of the lantern that Thavius is holding is flickering, you almost feel like you see the face of the shield kind of change and shift. You think maybe the voice is, unless it's Thirstwell, the voice might be coming from the shield. It's the only other thing in here that it could be.
Okay. I guess I want to say in a loud whisper. I'm assuming they'll probably be able to hear, but just loud enough for my immediate companions to hear him. I think the shield is talking to me. It's said not to trust him, not to trust Thavius. Did you guys hear that?
No,
No,
but
no. That's
obviously.
Maybe it was the light. I don't know.
I
Did you
mean,
drink that
you
elven
might be going
wine?
a little crazy.
No, not yet. And did they pick up what I heard? They're swelling.
Did Thirstwell hear you?
Yeah, yeah. We're just trying to keep it hush, but
Yeah, I don't. Why don't you make a stealth check for me?
okay.
No, it doesn't seem like Thavius or Thirstwell heard you whisper.
Okay.
16 is higher than their passive perceptions.
Cool. I'll just keep my eye on the shield because that was weird. It was weird for me.
Thavius says, "You can just walk away from here now and forget all of this happened. If Thalmara finds you, she will cast you into the first layer of hell, and you'll become servants of Zariel herself." And you can tell that, well, make an insight check. I guess you guys can make some insight checks.
Okay.
Most of you believe that Thavius is really just trying to get you to leave. He actually seems kind of startled and a little bit frightened, actually, that you're here. You also believe that what he says about Thalmara being here is true, and she must be somewhere close by. And what he said about the ritual happening, you believe also must be true because you've heard the chanting happening.
Why this over-reliance on Thalmara? Devils are supposed to be quite self-sufficient.
Thavius says, "But I am no devil. We do serve the same master."
Really? Care to explain your horribly disfigured shadow?
He, you hear a voice in your head now, Mavathor. "Yes, expose him. I can help you if you get me out of here." And, you hear the same voice as Krayley in your head, and you're not entirely sure where it's coming from, but it's urging you to continue to act against Thavius. Thavius says, "Be quiet." And you see him starting to kind of break down a little bit, and then Thirstwell takes a few steps towards you guys.
Did he turn towards the shield when he said be quiet?
No, he turned. He's still speaking. He's speaking to Mavathor.
Okay. Gotcha, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll continue. Isn't it a bit strange that the leader of Elturel just suddenly goes missing, only for him to show up here to have someone be able to perfectly impersonate him What are you doing down here rather than leading your people? You think that would take precedence over being in the presence of a devil-worshipping house?
I would agree with you, Malthor, but I don't think this truly is Thaddeus Kreeg. I think the real Thaddeus Kreeg was lost 51 years ago,
Dolos?
and I think this is truly a devil in disguise.
Makes you wonder what he's been doing in El Terrell all this time.
It does, doesn't it?
You hear the voice in your head again, Mavathor, and it says, "Yes, he's betrayed his people. El Terrell is doomed." It's all his fault. Let me just double check something real quick. You just hear the voice say, "You must punish him." And then you guys hear Fallister say, "Oh, shit." And, two of the black-robed, masked cultists round one of the corners to the west of you all, and they spot Fallister and Tanawak kind of half out the door in the hallway.
Can I stealthily put on my mask and my robe?
Sure.
Okay. Do I have to roll?
I mean, you can just put it on, Thavius, and everyone will see you do it.
Will the cultists see it?
No, they won't see it. You're inside
Oh,
the room,
okay.
they're outside the room. Yeah.
Alright, yeah, I'll put it on real quick.
Thavius says, you've been exposed. And, he, takes a step back towards the shield. And he says, "I don't wish to fight with you, but I suppose I have as well." And you see his, skin start to bubble and churn and kind of melt off, and he gets a bit bigger, and, you see him kind of become the visage of the full embodiment of the shadow that he's been casting. And as his skin kind of melts away and he gets a bit bigger, he's kind of this grotesque, blubberous figure with these little bent wings behind him. Got a big haunch on his back. He says, "This is your last chance. You're going to perish down here in these tunnels. Then you'll be able to do nothing to save the people of Baldur's Gate. Flee now. Just leave me."
Why
Into an
the-
oversized booger.
Why the persistence on us leaving? Do you actually even care about the people of Baldur's Gate?
You say that, and Fallister says behind you all, "We've been spotted." And then you hear a shouting off in the distance. Warn Thalmara! Warn Thalmara! And one of the two centered cultists kind of runs in the other direction. And I'd like you to all select your tokens and roll initiative.
Well, shit.
So they may not attack me at first.
Oh no.
In the room,
Highest initiative I've ever rolled.
I know.
yeah.
So
That's crazy.
excited.
I'm back down to the bottom.
No! Looks like we swapped places today.
Yeah.
And the room that we're in, does it have like a light source, or is it pretty dark?
There are lamps and candles and stuff around the room.
Okay.
Is it dark for you?
Yes.
Okay, let me pop a source in there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. You hear Fallister say, "I'll try and stop those two," and he will use a cunning action to dash. He will catch up to one of the two cultists that rounded the corner, and he will use the weapon you provided him. Although I guess he's got most of his stuff back as well. But he uses the same thing. He will make a couple of short sword attacks, striking once and getting some sneak attack damage. Well, actually, he doesn't have any companions, so he'll just get his normal damage, and he'll make another attack. And he kills one of the two cultists that came around the corner and spotted you all. The other one is still a little farther away, but he may be able to catch them quick enough. So they will dash out of your sight. You hear more shouting. Get up! Get up! We have intruders! As the voice gets farther and farther away. Sylvie, you're up.
So I am going to take out my pan flute and cast Dissonant Whispers. On Jabba the Hutt guy.
Yeah, on Thavius. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it. Oh yeah, Wisdom DC 10.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't turn sneak off.
Yeah, that's okay. Thavius passes.
And then I'm gonna play a nice little tune and give Dolos a bardic inspiration.
Nice.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
You hear Thavius say in his fiendish form, I didn't mean for any of it to go this far, and you can even kind of see little tears welling up in his eyes. Rayleigh.
Okay, tears are interesting. I'm going to just go ahead and loose an arrow at Thavius. Keep it simple at first.
Yeah, you shoot at Thavius. Your arrow sinks into his bulbous green flesh, and your arrow there sticking out of his body. He continues to just plea. He's like, just flee from here. You're going to perish this night. And he just sounds desperate.
That's it for me.
Mavathor.
Alright. Mavathor is going to bonus action cast Sanctuary on himself. And he's gonna move past these two and move up to the shield and attempt to grab it.
Sure. You hear the voice in your mind. It says, oh, smart man. I can help you. And you reach up and you pull the shield off the wall with no trouble.
Alright. And as an action, he's going to disengage and move on back.
Sentient objects never end well.
Or well, no, he would take the dash action. Sorry. Yeah, and I guess he would get an attack of opportunity, but he has to make a wisdom save first.
What is your DC 13?
Yeah, DC 13.
He fails.
Alright, the attack is wasted, it looks like.
Yep. Thavius goes, no, I've worked too hard to attain it. And he kind of like is reaching his arm out for the shield. Let me see. You hear the voice say to you, Mavathor, what is your name, Holder?
Mavathor.
It says, these others don't have the disposition to hold me. But I sense proper spirit in you. You may call me the Hidden Lord. I think we can be great together.
That is yet to be seen, but I'm open to as much help as I can get.
my presence a secret from these others.
Assuming you haven't told anyone else, I don't see any problem with that.
I spoke to one of them, but I think I made the wrong choice at first. I believe I'm in the proper hands now.
I'm glad you have accurate assessment qualities.
It will continue to speak to you through the combat, but we'll keep going here. Tanawak. He'll kind of shuffle past everyone as best he can. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And he will use his reach weapon on Thavius. You can see Thavius's blubberish flesh kind of like ripple as Tanawak strikes him with his mace, with the mace end of his spear, and then Thavius says, I don't want to hurt any of you. I just want you to leave. But it seems like you've given me no choice. And, you see, like, from behind his back, he unfurls a long whip from behind his back and takes a step forward and cracks it in the air once. And then he cracks it out, and he will try to whack one of you. Does 14 hit you right now, Sylvie?
So, yes.
Oh, matches. So you feel the wicked little ends of the tendrils of the whip kind of crack your face and opens 3 little wounds down your cheek, and you feel like your hot wet blood drip down your chin. Thavius says, I held back. I can make that crack much worse. Then he kind of just slaps you with a warning blow. Dolos.
Dolos, I think, infuriated by Thaddeus and just everything that he's done, will literally and figuratively drop his mask, show a full face of fury, take out his rapier and just charge towards him to attack. Damn.
As you move forward and you go to strike at Thavius, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw for me.
You got it.
Nice. You see Thavius meet eyes with you as you come towards him in a rage, drawing your rapier, and you feel this like pressure for a moment on your mind, but it just kind of creates this brief moment where you kind of lose focus on the attack you were making, but then you kind of shake it off and steady yourself, and you kind of see that you've just totally missed him with your swing.
Awesome. But yeah, that's my turn.
Okay. Fallister will head around the corner with another dash action. 5, 10. And you will hear more shouting in the distance as things happen out of your sight. And then Thirstwell from behind you, Dolos says, so glad to see that you're all right, Dolos. I was so worried for you. I wasn't sure what had happened, but Mother was furious after the attacks. I could have only imagined what might have happened to you there at the High Halls, but I'm glad to see that you're safe.
Me too.
He will pull a wand from inside of his overcoat, and he'll point it out at Thavius. And you hear Thirstwell, all of you hear Thirstwell say, I think I'm done taking orders from my mother. And he will shoot a barrage of magic missiles out of his wand at Thavius.
Oh, wow.
20 magical points of damage. Sylvie.
Well, I have no more spell slots. So we're gonna put the pan flute away and we're gonna start shooting.
Okay. Check. I'm not sure 14. This token's a little messed up. You start shooting, and you fire at you draw an arrow and you fire it at Thavius, and his thick fiendish skin. You didn't quite draw your bow back far enough, and the arrow kind of just hits him and then clatters to the floor.
Turn.
Really?
Okay. I'm just gonna loose another arrow at him.
You got this, Krayley.
Ooh, yeah.
18 will hit.
Cool.
Another one of your arrows sinks into him.
That'll be it.
Make an insight check for me,
Oh.
Krayley.
Yeah.
As far as you can tell, you see your arrows hitting him. You think, I guess you can notice that they're not sinking very deep.
Okay.
Mavathor, the shield continues to speak to you. It says, I can sense your faith. You and I serve the same master. I believe that I can help you, but I believe you can help me as well. Together we can serve Asmodeus all the better.
Can he do an insight check to see if this shield is telling him the truth?
Sure.
Ugh.
Oh no.
Give me a sec here. 1d20 plus.
Oh, jeez.
What you can tell from the shield is that their voice is dripping with persuasion. That it seems to have some sense of you, and there's an intelligence to this object that's an intelligence and a presence to this object that you can feel is beyond just a mere golden shield.
Okay.
And you hear it say, Asmodeus would want you to help me.
He'll take a quick glance at the facing of the shield and see if there's an actual emblem of Asmodeus on it.
Make a perception check. Perception insight.
Nope. Oh, whoops. Yeah, the first one, it didn't load for me.
You see, in the corner, or actually in the center of the shield, between its eyes, the eyes kind of spread apart, and the image of the shield kind of shifts. It becomes a glossy, flat metal plate for a moment, and then kind of rising up out of the metal is an image of Asmodeus that matches your holy symbol. And it says, we can form a union that will serve Asmodeus far greater than each of us could alone.
We'll kind of look behind him in the hallway and then look back at Thavius and like this is a little too convenient, if you ask me. I'm open to suggestions of how to get out of here alive.
The shield says, Thavius and Dalmara together are strong. Without my help, you may not be able to get out of here alive. But I need you to accept my help willingly.
Oh, go ahead.
In return for my assistance, all I need you to do is bring me to El Terrell and bathe me in the light of the companion.
You already helped fill in one piece of the puzzle here. It sounds like we need to kill Thavius in order to weaken Tamara.
Mammathor. Let us serve in Asmodeus' name together. Do you accept my help?
So let me put you on. Let me hold you right there for a second. And
Okay.
he's,
What would,
he's
you like,
gonna-
what would you like to do on your turn?
he is going to yeah, he's gonna cast Guiding Bolt on Thavius, and I'll drop his sanctuary, but that's okay.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
Ugh.
Distracted by the intoxicating offer of the shield, you kind of momentarily push his voice that continues to speak out of your mind and attempt to engage with the others, with Thavius, and you fire, and your guiding bolt just goes, kind of shoots and illuminates. What's your magic kind of look like? What's the flavor? What's the flavor?
The flavor is compared to, typically holy quote unquote white color. This one's kind of a mix of like a dark red color and the typical holy color, making kind of like a rosé sort of color.
Nice. The Hidden Lord, the shield, continues to implore you to join forces. Tonwalk makes another swing with his... let me double check his magic real quick. I can't remember if he has... Oh, he does one spell slot left. Let's see what his meta magics are. I forgot. Distant twin. He'll just make another strike for the time being with his spear. Hitting again. Thavius cracks his whip in the air another time, and he... I guess I'm gonna make an insight check for him real quick.
Oh. Okay.
He cracks his whip, and he looks down at you, Dolos. He says, none of this would have happened if you hadn't failed your mission. You're pathetic. And I need you to make a intelligence saving throw for me.
You got it. Oh, Delos is so infuriated with this man.
You,
Oh no.
Your bardic inspiration.
I have that. I have that.
You can say
What is it, a D6?
It won't help you.
I can't?
You
Oh.
can, you
Oh,
can say
no.
it won't help you. Yeah, just say it.
Oh.
Hold on to it. Hold on to it.
Okay. Oh no.
Yeah. 6 is a little too low. It won't help. You feel your mind go totally blank briefly before all your muscles tense up as Thavius speaks these sharp words into you. You just see a few quick flashes of your interaction a few days ago with older Ravengard and how quickly all those events unfolded, and now you are stunned. You can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of your turns, which is now.
Okay.
So
I imagine Delos.
make another intelligence save.
He's having flashbacks to when Order did a very similar thing.
Yes. 12 is too low, but it's high enough that your bardic inspiration could save you.
Okay. It's a D6, right?
Yeah.
Yes, a d6.
Is a 15 pass?
15 is enough, yes.
Yeah. It's...
Oh my god.
You were starting to spiral, like all of these memories were starting to flash before your mind. And then you kind of shake out of it. It's like half your life flashed before your eyes, and you have this fuzzy feeling in your brain, but the stunned condition ends. But you do miss your turn, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Off in the distance, Fallister is engaged in conflict now with more cultists. Let me just actually make a couple of little rolls here to see how he's doing. I won't complicate the turn order any more than it needs to be. Thirstwell lets another charge out of the wand. For 18 points of damage to Thavius. And Sylvie, you're up again.
Alright, so I just witnessed what just happened to Dolos, right? Getting stunned.
You noticed that, yes, it seems like for a moment Dolos was frozen in place. Like you think that he should have acted, but he had just been kind of stunned there ever since he's approached Thavius.
I'm also mad at the fact that he just lacerated my face, so I run up to him with my +1 dagger.
Yes. You enter into melee range. 24 is a hit. You drive your magical blade into Thavius' side. Because Dolos is there, you will get your sneak attack as well.
Really?
Yep.
Yay. Okay.
Companion within 5 feet. And 10 full points of damage. You feel the dagger just slide like butter into Thavius's bulbous flesh. Some green pustular liquid kind of spurts out of the wound and drips down his side, kind of wetting his robes. Krayley.
I'll start by just releasing another arrow, just standard arrow at him.
Yes, make another insight check.
Okay.
You shoot another arrow into Thavius, and you can tell that your arrows just aren't really penetrating very deeply. You think that they're probably doing half damage.
Okay. And then I would like to move back just to keep an eye on anybody that may be coming. Sorry, how to go over there.
That's nice. Okay. Yes, you
That's
have
my
the
turn.
full sight. You can see all the way behind you because of the lanterns illuminating the path. So, Mavathor, the shield says to you, "I know she's coming, Mavathor, and they just completed a ritual summoning another devil into the bowels of these caves. You will not escape here with your life without my help. All I ask is that you bring me to El Terrell."
Fine, I'll do it. Would you just shut up already?
You are instantly attuned to the shield. Let me see. I'll just post this. I don't want to reveal everything about the shield, so let's see. This is a +2 shield. It is called the Shield of the Hidden Lord. You already have fire resistance, so that part of it won't help you. But while holding it, you have +4 to your AC, because it's a +2 shield. You also have these powers now.
Oh, it's pretty nice.
The
Powerful.
You do learn something though when you attune to the shield. You learn its name, which is Gargoth. Gargoth says to you, "I knew you were wise. Asmodeus will reward you." And you feel the power of this object flow through you. The sigil of Asmodeus remains, but I'll let you choose what the visage around the shield now looks like.
I'm thinking it turns into like a very shiny brass color.
Does all the like intricate design in the face kind of fall away, and it just kind of has the sigil of Asmodeus in the center of it still, or?
Yeah.
Nice.
Perfectly set in the center.
It kind of takes the form that you envision for it, and all the intricate, kind of embossed, raised design around it kind of fades and turns glossy, and its color turns deeper and into this brass color, and the sigil of Asmodeus kind of grows a bit larger, encompassing more of the central portion of the shield, and you just hear this sort of satisfied groan as the shield shifts a bit to fit your aesthetic a bit better, and it says to you, "Wield me well." So, as you accept this bond with Gargath, what would you like to do?
He will cast Spiritual Weapon. Oh, well, that was the attack, but yeah. I'll just put it here. Does a 15 hit Thavius?
15 misses, unfortunately.
Oh.
You conjure a spiritual weapon. What does your spiritual weapon look like?
It looks like the ruby wand that Asmodeus wields.
Nice, that's awesome. And we're accepting this pack and flavoring Mavathor well in the trappings of Asmodeus. I'm going to give you an inspiration as well.
Cool.
Tanawak will...
Oh, I still had my action. I was
sorry about that. Spiritual weapon.
Yeah, no problem.
I forgot bonus action, spiritual weapon.
Yeah. And as his action, he's going to cast Sacred Flame. DC 13 Dex save.
Which he fails. So
7
radiant.
radiant.
damage. Just make sure there's no vulnerabilities. And 7. Okay.
And yeah, that's the end of my turn.
I'm gonna make another insight check for Thavius. Just make a flat wisdom. Mavathor, make a flat wisdom roll for me.
Okay.
before you all arrived, while you were standing outside of the door, you could tell that it was the shield that Thavius was speaking to, and I think Mavathor, you can tell that in the few moments that you've entered the room and gotten possession of the shield, it seems as though Thavius can tell that you've gotten farther with it than he could, and he seems to be able to tell that you've entered into, if not a bond, at least communication with the shield of the Hidden Lord. And you hear Thavius say, "No, it's mine!" And he cracks his whip. He kind of pushes in between the two of you, and he cracks his whip out at you, Thavius, or Mavathor. Does an 18 hit you? Probably not, with the plus 40 your AC from the shield, yeah?
Not anymore.
What is your current AC now?
20.
Okay, cool. The
Nice.
ends of his whip just kind of clang against the brass of the shield. Frustratedly, he swings the whip around his head again, gathering momentum, and cracks it once more. The second one, a 24 to hit.
Yeah, that does hit.
And you take 11 slashing damage as the whip kind of goes up and over the shield, striking at your flesh, also kind of getting you across the face, opening a few little wounds, and the force of this blow is much greater than the last one that hit Sylvie, and you also take 11 force damage. You feel the weight of the blow of this whip just pushing you, and Thavius says, "Its secrets will be mine." And Dolos, you're up.
I think Dolos is just infuriated with that even more, and it's just wanting this man to die.
There you
Oof.
go.
And since that did hit, I will also be using my last bardic to use Psychic Blades.
Yeah, nice. Go for it.
That is
It's a crit, so it'll double your damage dice.
okay. So
46.
okay, and that's all psychic.
You,
Nice.
9, 10, 11, 12, 20, 23 total damage. You, just all your might, you grab the hilt of your blade, you just drive it straight into Thavius's belly. You pour your, all your force of will, and it travels through the blade into him. You bloody Thavius with this strike. He's now at or under half his HP. And he kind of like folds over a little bit, the flesh of his gut just kind of pushing out forward and sloshing around as you pull your weapon out of him. More of this kind of green ooze just spilling out onto the floor, kind of dripping down at his feet. Is there anything
Wonderful.
else you'd like to do on your turn?
Nope, that's it.
Ballister is doing what I will now refer to as Ballister things. And Thirstwell puts his wand away, or guess he doesn't put it away. He just keeps it in his hand. But then he holds a hand up and points one of his gnarled, crooked fingers at Thavius, and he'll just do a firebolt. Which kind of just goes zinging off, kind of right past Thavius's head. Sylvie.
Do another strike with our +1 dagger.
Yeah, go for it.
Yes. Wait, do I get sneak attack too?
Yep.
Go.
Nice.
Give another deft little strike from behind Thavius now. Again, your blade just easily sinks into him. You kind of twist it as you pull it out. Takes 8 more damage. Krayley.
Despite Krayley kind of saying that the arrows maybe aren't sinking as far as they normally would, he's still going to go ahead and loose another arrow for now.
Yeah, for sure.
Do that.
Yeah, another arrow. Every one of your shots is just kind of sticking out of... He's starting to look like Hellraiser, just a pin needle full of Krayley's arrows. Takes a bit more damage.
And I'll move back just one more.
Make a perception check for me.
Okay. Yep. Bring that back up here.
You can hear like the clanging now of weapons and stuff from the far end of the hallway in the other direction, and you see kind of Fallister backing down the hall, and you see a couple of the cultists kind of coming in unison as he's kind of entangled with the two of them. They seem to be on his heels as he's now kind of like just using every trick up his sleeve, trying to deal with some more cultists that are likely off in some other part of the tunnels below the villa here. But you see him kind of appear. He looks down the hall towards you. He kind of spots you there. The two of you kind of meet eyes. He says, "A little help over here would be useful."
Okay. Can I kind of shout back into the room real quick? It sounds like they're coming.
Sure.
And then that'll be my turn.
I'd hate to perish being freed so soon. Mavathor.
It's okay. He was useless.
He didn't do much for us anyways.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You can see that he's taken a few hits. He's bleeding out of his white robes. He's bleeding down his leg, and he's got these two cultists now in front of him with their blades drawn, and he's just got his short sword there in front of them, trying to hold them off.
All right. Well, Thor doesn't feel great, so he is going to cast Bless on himself, Sylvie, and Dolos. And as part of casting that, he is going to yell out at Sylvie, "Strike him! He is weak!" and voice of authority her to take an attack against him.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
And she gets sneak attack because it's not her turn.
Oh, dope.
Roll that thing.
That would have been great. Or, well, you have Bless. I don't know if 15 would make a difference.
11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, even if you got a 4 on your D4, you would still miss, unfortunately.
Damn it. All right.
Thavius is at a 17 AC right now. It's okay. You've hit him enough times that I can just reveal it.
Yeah. And as a bonus action, he'll float his spiritual weapon a little bit closer to slash at him. And that doesn't hit even with bless.
Yeah, it just kind of wafts nearby him, and Tanawak will... It's getting close here. Tanawak, I guess, wouldn't know that, but we'll make him useful. He's going to use his... Oh. Now Thavius is too close to him, though. I guess he'll just continue to hit with his weapon. We'll see if we can give him a... We'll fish for a natural... We're just fishing for 20s here with Tanawak. Just fishing for 20s. Oh, there we go.
Oh.
Speaking of,
Okay,
Wow.
so the magic of his ungainly weapon activates. He crits, so he'll take the full damage of that, which is 14. And then as he does strike, I forget what the die are for Toll the Dead. Is it 1d12, right? If they've taken damage? I can't remember if we're Toll the Dead.
yeah, D12.
D12 if the creature's
That sounds
taking damage.
right.
So, cool. They'll take 2d12 then, because Toll the Dead just automatically happens, and there is no saving throw. When he natural 20s with the weapon he's currently using. So Thavius will take 14 bludgeoning and 12 necrotic damage. 26 total. You see Tanawak kind of brings the fist side of this long weapon down, and he hits Thavius upside the head, and his flesh kind of blackens and sizzles, and kind of his cheek kind of melts away, and you can see exposing like some of his teeth inside of his mouth, and you can see his tongue flicking around inside there. He kind of, his lip is kind of like drooping down just on one side now. He says, "You are all going to regret this." And he says, "What did you say this thing under the rug here was, Thirstwell? The teleportation circle?" And he's going to move to the corner of the room and push aside this sheepskin rug covering this stone circular disc. And as he does so, he's going to provoke opportunity attacks from the three of you there.
Yes.
The spiritual weapon can make one.
Oh, okay.
Uh, 21 is good. 23 is good. 9, unfortunately, Delos is a miss.
It's okay.
Take 19 more damage. And he's going to attempt to use the teleportation circle. He begins to chant in infernal. You hear him saying, "Zariel, mistress of the first layer of hell, please hear my plea. Help me abscond from this awful place." And he's going to make an attempt at using the teleportation circle to leave this place. I'm gonna have him make an Arcana check that is going to be high. So he's gonna have to make an Arcana check, DC 20, to try and make a plea with Zariel to help him escape. You see flame erupt around Thavius, and in the...
Ooh.
I mean,
Yeah,
it is
no,
a reaction.
for sure. Yeah.
I'm like, Delos does not want this man to leave. He's gonna kill him.
So he has to roll again.
Yes. And then I choose a different creature to give advantage, so I'll just give that to Dopey.
Okay.
Thank you.
So let's see. He has to reroll
Yeah,
his.
we'll
He has to
flash it,
reroll his
nice.
roll too as well, though, right? Or
Yeah.
he makes he makes a wisdom save first.
Oh, does he?
That's what your spell card says.
I thought it's just. Oh, and then yeah,
Okay, he'll make the wisdom
whatever it
save.
says.
You will be able to check the stream later. He rolled a natural 20.
Oh my god.
Oh, no, the spell save, it doesn't say anything on the spell about him making a save. It just says that he has to reroll again.
Oh, okay. I just see the spell save DC 13.
That is true.
Okay, yeah, he'll just reroll the. He'll just reroll his roll then.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, thank
There's a-
Merkel.
There's a. You see a ring of flame still kind of shoot up around Thavius, and you see this kind of wild grin pour over his face. But then you hear a voice come out of the flames that says, "Unfortunately, Thavius, you failed me. Your fate is your own." And look fall over Thavius's face as the flames die down. This look of fear creeps over his eyes, and the flames disperse. And he just kind of helplessly looks at you all. Dolos.
Delos will move over to Thaddeus, attack him with his rapier, and just say, "You will die here tonight if it is the last thing I do."
18 is good. Let me move this little obstruction. You continue to stay on Thavius's heels, Dolos. You drive your rapier into him. What's up?
I do have like the Tasha's hideous laughter thing.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
can-
know how that works.
Oh yeah, it's just if you make a strike, you can choose to use one of its charges if you hit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it has 3
Come on, then.
charges. If you hit a creature with the weapon, you can expend one of the charges as a part of your attack action to cast the spell. It uses your spell DC to cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter. Yeah.
If I can do that, I will do that.
Yeah, go for it. Has 3 charges
Okay,
which
this is close.
return at the dawn of a new day.
Okay. Yeah, it's just he has to beat a 15.
19, so he passes the save.
It's okay.
Fallister, now that he is visible again, I'll start just making regular attacks. you see him make a couple of attacks with his short sword. He sticks his blade into one of the two cultists on his heels, and then you see them make one attack each against him, Krayley.
Okay.
He kind of... You see one of them swing out, and you see them just like going for Fallister's throat, and you see him just in time, kind of like with one quick motion, get his short sword up and deflect the blade, and he deflects it in he ushers the swing into the companion that he's standing next to, because the cultist rolled a natural 1, so he nixed his companion for 4 damage. As they're shoulder to shoulder there in close quarters. Thirstwell kind of moves a little farther away. And he will do another firebolt at Thavius. His shaky hand kind of tries to fire another. He doesn't seem to be as confident in his magic as he is with his wand. And Sylvie, you're up.
Now magic dagger him again.
Yeah, go for it.
And I get advantage this time, right? Because of the...
Yes, yeah, you got advantage, so... From the silvery barbs, yep.
Yeah, okay. You?
There you go.
Oof.
Everyone's hot tonight.
Let's go.
So 15, 18 total. You follow in with Dolos, the two of you just repeatedly sticking Thavius in his just grotesque, devilish form again and again. He's just kind of pouring this pustular blood out of all of these wounds. His voice is getting weaker and weaker. His call to his lord of the first layer of hells has failed. You see the tears falling from his cheeks. You have no reason. You can't reason why he might be crying for anything but the likely soon loss of his long life, as he reflects over the choices he's made, as he is about to perish here after all this time, thinking he was going to once again evade whatever evils that he's done in his life. 18 damage. He turns to you, Sylvie, as he's weeping. He says, "Please, you mustn't do this to me. I didn't mean any of it." His little wings are kind of slowing their flap as his voice grows quieter and quieter. Krayley, you're up.
Okay. I'm just gonna shout behind me. I'm gonna try to slow them down, and then I'm just gonna step forward 1 space and aim for the closest cultist that I can see there.
Yeah, go for it.
Just loose another arrow.
You hit the closest one. He drops like a sack of potatoes as your arrow hits him.
That's it.
And Mavathor.
Alright, his spiritual weapon will load on over and attempt to strike him.
Spiritual weapon, the rod of Asmodeus glides over towards Thavius, and 20 is a hit, for sure. The rod strikes with a flash of magical energy and bonus action consumed.
Then he will use Sacred Flame. 1 radiant.
We'll just give Thavius's morale is low. He will just take that damage.
Okay. Take what you can get. Alright. That's the end of my turn.
Hanawak, seeing this weakened state of Thavius, and seeing you all crowded in there, he will use his last spell slot to cast a guiding bolt, hoping to give someone a better opportunity for the final blow. So let's see. Where do we? There we go. Dealing 17 radiant damage to Thavius. Thavius drops down to one knee, kind of holds his hands up over his face. His whip kind of falls and coils around on the surface of the stone tablet at the feet of you all. He gives one last plea. He says, "Please." And let's see. As he kind of looks up at the two of you there, you can kind of like see through his fingers. He locks eyes with you. Sylvie, make a wisdom saving throw for me. Sorry, I didn't hear you. I think you just need to do.
Yeah, here you go. Oh, you said wisdom save?
Yeah, wisdom save.
Okay. Oh, God.
Oh,
I don't know if it
no.
matters, but you still have Bless.
I do still have Bless. Will Bless make a difference?
Bless will not make a difference,
Oh.
unfortunately.
Oh.
Thavius conjuring the last bit of energy, life force that he has. Through his fingers, he gazes into your eyes, Sylvie, and you feel this pain rush through your body as he poisons your mind. You take 17 necrotic damage. And Dolos, you're up.
My goodness.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't think Dolos even notices. I think he's just locked onto Thaddeus like he's going to die tonight if it's... Okay, I have inspiration.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm going to use this. Hey,
Now is as good a time as any.
he has to die.
You have Bless.
I do have Bless.
Ooh, that bless.
Would that make a difference?
Bless will make a difference on the 14. Yep.
Oh, God. Oh, good lord.
Thavius is dropped down to one knee. He's dropped his guard. He has his hands up in front of you, and he sees your rapier coming. You kind of drive it between his spaces between his hands as he tries to grab onto your rapier and slow the force of your blow, but it's just not enough. He's too weak, and your blade slides through his fists as he kind of tries to clamp down on your thin blade. You can see like pustule blood rise up between his fingers as he holds it, and you just push the hilt of your weapon all the way through, and it just goes into like the bulbous flaps of his throat. His hands kind of fall off of the blade, and his body kind of goes limp. You can feel it's like full weight of Thavius leaning towards you, and he kind of falls flat. His blubber kind of shakes around as he falls forward and crashes onto the stone disc below you.
I. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
His two little wings get their last flap as his life leaves him.
Finally. I do imagine though, as Dolos does that, he just gets in close and just whispers, "At least some of your soul will go to Merkel." That's it.
There's something about this kill that you offer to Merkel, the power of this being, the deeds that he's done that have, as you dispatch him, Merkel answers the call of this offering and returns your inspiration to you. And,
Okay.
Thavius lays lifeless there on the stone tablet in Thirstwell's laboratory. Ballister says, "More of them are coming," and he uses his cunning action to disengage, and he kind of fully crosses the path to the north of you all. You see the cultists that he was still engaged with rush past, and several more following him, still shouting, "Delmara! Delmara! They're coming!" Two more pass the opening, and they spot you down there, Krayley, and they turn towards you. And that is where we will end the session this week.
Okay.
You guys put an end to Thavius Kreeg's life. The High Overseer of El Terrell, who has taken refuge here in the bowels under Thalmara Vanthampur's villa in Baldur's Gate. Why he was here and what he was doing for the time being remains a mystery, but what you do know for certain is that the long-time overseer of the city of El Terrell, the neighboring city of Baldur's Gate, has, for some reason, betrayed his city, and it appears as though he's been living a life as a devil for some time. Mavathor, you've made a bond with some kind of old artifact, a being that you know now by the name of Gargoth. It wants you to bring it to the city of El Terrell, and in exchange it has lent you some of the power that it holds within it. Perhaps next time you will be able to have more of a conversation with Gargath, and but you still find yourselves in the bowels of the Vanthampur's villa. More cultists are now shouting for Thalmara, and there is still more fight to be had, which we will likely finish next week. But for now, that is where we must leave you, and until next time.